up? What's up? How you doing out there? Where's everybody at? Where you from? Let me know what's going on in your day. I'm out here at Maggie Valley, man. The weather finally broke out here. It's supposed to be clear skies for the rest of the time we got here. What's up, Lucas? How you doing, man?
Man, what's up, bro? You see the background. You know I'm working.
Bro, hey, we all got to eat. We all got to eat, my brother. I
Hey,
understand.
you keep dressing like you dressing. You see that back there behind me, right?
Yeah,
That was
you
gonna
better.
you gonna fire yourself, man.
No, I don't ever want to be in the back of that truck. I experienced
Man,
that
how,
enough as a youngster. As a youngster, I know what it was like to be back there in one of those.
man, ain't nobody been in the back of that car for a long time, man.
Hey, super shout out to Phoenix and Torrance. And hey, if you're out here, click the link, come on with us. We're going to give y'all a little information about what's going on at these rallies, man. We're at Maggie Valley right now, under the tent at Maggie Valley. And I don't know if all of y'all, anybody out there hasn't seen Maggie Valley, know how big it is, but I'll turn the camera or flip it around a little bit and see if y'all want to take a look at it here in a minute. What's going on in the slingshot world? Y'all let me know. Hey, let me know any news that's going out there. I did talk to Mr. TJ on a little thing he got going on, I guess, and we're gonna get some clarification after I talk with him. I had a couple people here that are competing and saw it and wanted to make sure they had understanding on it. Did you see it, Lucas? The post TJ made?
No, I've been working all day, man. What's going on?
I guess apparently between the two podcasts there's some debate on if you have a show, which show you should be on before or after your show. I know one show is on Monday, another show is on Tuesday. TJ made a post, which I did. He did call me and and I asked for some clarification because I have people here that are competing this weekend and they were all trying to figure out what's going on. So I did ask him if it was okay if I tried to clarify some of this before they do their show Monday. So what it amounts to is TJ is feeling that if you don't come on the Slingshot show before, if that's as if you're having an event and you don't come on the show beforehand, then they're not going to recap your show after. Okay. But not only are they not going to recap your show after, they're not going to count it on their top 8 scorecard. So you're a competitor, Lucas. What you feel about that?
You know, I'm going to embody the words of Zach. Mind your business, man. Mind your business. Hey, man, that's between them two dudes, man. Let them figure it out. I'm pretty sure cooler heads will prevail. Uh, man, you got to figure it out somewhere, man. I mean, geez, I'm gonna promote peace. Whatever it is, I hope they figure it out. To
I
be
kind of had a
honest with you,
same.
I hope they
I
figure
kind.
it out.
I kind of had the same stance as you, man. To me, it's their shows. They can do what they want. They can run them how they want. Each
Well,
podcast has.
the moment you give an opinion on it, it's you're legitimately taking a side, or it could be perceived as you taking a
Right.
side. So we're gonna mind our business, Vernon. Hey, we on the
Hey,
light tonight page. Hey, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
bro. Hey. So in other words, the people running the podcast run them the way you want. The people doing the
Right?
shows go on whatever show you want. You're all
Yep.
grown. What's up, Frank? How you doing, Christian? Where my man Slinger at today? He must be working late today.
My child is in daycare, so you know, he'll get put out of there sooner or later.
We're gonna let everybody know, hey, I'm in the mountains of Maggie Valley, so there is a chance that my Bluetooth may go out. If it does, my man Lucas is gonna hold it down so they get me back on. If you're keeping track of the activities because of the weather, we've rescheduled the light contest, amateur sound contest, best in wheels, best in show. All of that we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna try to get the activity started around 11 a.m. and we're gonna get it running, and we're gonna run all day with all the contests, keep the show going. So you're in for a treat if you're here at Maggie Valley. Once you come on the grounds from 11 o'clock on into the LED contest, tomorrow night. We're going to have something going on. Cash prizes all day. It's going to be a show out here for everybody, man. Let me tell you, you want to come out here and enjoy the show. We got vendors here from all over the country. We got ATL Slings, House of Sound. We got Sarah here doing painting. We got my man Zarati Steelworks. And, of course, you got the world famous Light Tonight. We've been doing lights. As a matter of fact, we're here still doing lights right now. I think we're the only vendor still out here working, but hey, you know how it is. We got to get it done, trying to get everybody done. If you come out here in this weather, in this rain, in this cold, no matter what time, we're going to get you done. So, hey, that's what we're doing right now. Lucas, where you at exactly, man?
Man, to be honest with you, I'm on the interstate. They got an overturned train, and they have shut down over half the interstate. So we're trying to go to back roads to get home.
Oh, okay. So you really out there in the thick of it right now.
Man, to be honest with you, I didn't know that this was bear season. So we've been having a bunch of bear roaming around our area. That ain't normal for us.
Did you say bears?
Yeah, black bears.
Oh, hell no. What you going to do if a damn bear come up?
Hey man, you want to know something funny? They called it in. The lady said they got a bear in my trash can, and immediately I called animal control. Animal control told us they're not gonna do nothing unless the bear attack somebody. I don't know how to arrest no bear.
So you're not a bear person.
So I ain't wrestling with them.
So you can say when it comes down to that, you're gonna do the bare minimum.
Oh, absolutely.
Super shout out to Oriole, Ashley, to Frank, man, Mickey. How's everybody doing out there? DJ Show Off, she actually came into town today. She's going to be DJing the festivities tomorrow while we get ready for that big event in Atlantic City next week. So if you couldn't make it to Maggie, you're on the East Coast, make sure you come out and catch us. Real quick, we're going to run that first commercial. Chad, go and run that first commercial for me real quick. And then we're going to come on back. Hello and welcome to the Light Tonight Design Center. Today I want to show you why if you want to get an outstanding light kit, you want to go with Light Tonight. Light Tonight has a ton of accessories that we invented right here in the Design Center that will go exactly on your bike the way you want it. So no matter if everybody buys our products, everybody's bike can look different. Let me show you some of the stuff we have for you right now. Let me start with my man Rodney's bike. Rodney sent us his bike. He lives in Arkansas. He's the president of SS22 Arkansas. He has a lot of our accessories on his bike. We start with, he has our 2020 headlight halos. We designed these, hey, as you can see, they go around, keep pace, man. They look phenomenal. Right underneath of that, you have our AVH lights. Like I said, we designed all our own products. And designing the AVH lights, we did something different. We actually made the cord so it goes on the inside, so that way you don't have to drill a hole when you're doing the install. Pop it on here, drill the hole goes right on the inside, you're ready to go. Hey, we got our hood emblems on here. They come in 3 different sizes. You can get small, medium, and large. This is the small, man. It looks phenomenal. It goes real good with our slingshot hood letters. And hey, with Zeus, you can make these lights do all kinds of patterns. You can make the letters light up halfway, start from the middle. They can do a whole bunch of stuff. But not only that, we got our personalized plates here. This one says slingshot on it, but you can put your own twist on it. Let it go with whatever you want it to go with. Say whatever you want it to say. Right here up to 12 letters. Now let me show you something else. Hey, as you move to the rear of the bike, we got our personalized real plates. You can get them to say whatever you want on each side, up to 7 letters each. Hey, make sure you get those, man. 2025. Everybody want to be recognized, be original. Get your own personalized plates. Also, you can see they found another use for our hood emblem. They stuck it right here on the fin. Let me show you how good this works with our slingshot letters for the back. Hold on. Hey, like I said before, you take a look at our emblem along with our slingshot letters, a perfect match. Hey, we got a lot of accessories. We don't have time to show you all of them, but just go to LTNLEDS, take a look, make a purchase, give me a call. Once again, that's LTNLEDS. Now that you've seen all the accessories, or should I say most of the accessories, because we've always got a lot coming. I hope it helps you decide which light company you want to go with. While everybody else is still trying to sell you strips, we sell you a full entourage of accessories. Make sure y'all come out and see us at every rally for the 3-Wheel Showdown. We'll see you real soon. And always remember, you can't light the night without Light the Night. Hey, man. I see my man Eric Royals on here. Somebody, yo, he's talking to you, Lucas. Said he can use a bearskin rug, man.
Hey, he gonna go get it himself. I can promise you that.
What's up, TJ? How y'all
Well, it
doing?
won't be me, buddy.
Hey, if I got some people out there that got an opinion on what we were talking about earlier, I got TJ. He's in there listening. If you want to come on and say, hey, let's talk about, we got the podcast going, you got the events going. Maybe some people can offer some suggestions on how we can get everyone to work together. Click on the link and let us know what you feel about it, what your opinion is, man. I would love to hear what you think about it. Your opinion could be the same basically as Lucas and I's. Hey, you're grown. Go to what show you want to go to. Get on what podcast you want to, and follow what scorecard you want to. You're grown. You got to do what you want to do. For the rest of you out there, though, if you got an opinion or strong opinion on this, come on. And for the people that were wondering before, if you already competed in shows, all your points are still good. They're not erasing anybody's points. What's up, Torrin? They're not erasing anybody's points. What TJ has suggested doing and what he's about to do is going to be for all future events. Once again, he's simply saying he wants you to come on his show Monday beforehand so they can talk about it and then come on after and do a recap. And if you choose to not come on beforehand, then they're not going to have you on after, and they won't count your event as part of their top 8 end of year festivities. If you got an opinion on it, come on, let's talk about it. And if not, hey, do what you got to do. In the end, the slingshot community, you got the slingshot to have a good time. The more events you go to, the more things that you want to do, the better. So no matter if you participate in every event or just one, just enjoy yourself, have a good time. Like right now, I got a lot of people sitting in this tent trying to have a good time. We're at Maggie Valley, like I said before. Man, it's been raining every day, but the people still been flowing in. They really started flowing in today. I guess the weather report says it's not going to be that much rain rest of the day and tomorrow. So they've really been fouling in here to get ready for the festivities tonight and tomorrow. Super
Where is
shout out
DJ Kimmett?
DJ Kim. Yo, DJ Kim, is she still out here?
AKA Pouches herself.
Yeah, I heard about the pouches. I don't think she bought any pouches up here.
No, Vern. Hey,
Don't drink the
she
pouches,
had
man.
she had pouches in Atlanta. She had pouches in Myrtle. And them people was like this here. Hey, hey man. Them pouches got some magic in them.
DJ Kim, are you can you click the link, DJ Kim, so we can hear about these pouches that you've been slowly pumping down the slingshot community? I heard they're pretty good. Do they come with a
They
disclaimer
pretty
that after you
potent.
hey, I heard you need to come with a disclaimer that once you drink a pouch, you're not responsible for anything else you do for the rest of the day. I heard it's printed on the pouch. Have you ever tried one, Lucas?
I tried one. And it'll definitely do the job. Let's put it that way.
It'll do the job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey,
I can't
I love
believe
to
she
get.
didn't bring him out there.
I can't believe she didn't either. DJ Kim, can you click the link and come on? We can talk about these these pouches I'm hearing about. I would love to see one firsthand. I know when I go to some events, San and them will walk around drinking something in a pouch. Is that the same thing?
Yeah. It's the same thing.
I guess these
It's the
pouches are getting
same
to be
thing.
pretty popular. What is it, like a wine cooler or something?
Man, I don't know what she got in it, but it's hella good. I can tell you that.
Hey, what's up, Mr. TJ? How you doing, man?
Well, you can ask TJ himself. I think he had a pouch.
Lucas, you know you ain't got no bullets in that gun, man.
Use a lie. Use a lie.
I've never had a pouch. My wife fell victim to them pouches at a 3-Wheel Showdown Atlanta, and that's all I needed to see to stay away from them.
Yeah, I'm not a drinker, but I might be willing to try a straw full of one.
A what?
Right now, my signal is kind of bad. While I got you on here, TJ, you want to clarify what's going on with the events real quick?
Nothing's really going on, man. That post, I think people are taking that post out of context, man. That post is more about togetherness than it is separation. And that post is more about stopping the drama than it is keeping the drama alive. We don't ever want people to feel like they need to pick between this and that, or if I support these people, I can't support these people. If I do this, I can't do that. We push, at the end of the day, we want these shows to be successful. So we push people to your podcast and to your shows. We want people to come to our podcast. We want people to come to the other podcast. We don't care about that, but what we don't want is for other people to try to make them pick and choose. We're doing something for the community. We take a lot of time and put a lot of effort and energy into what we do and crunching these numbers and building these charts and stuff like that. And we do it for free. All we ask is that the people come on and spend 5 or 10 minutes with us like you did this past Monday and tell us about the show, get the community excited about it, and so on and so forth. And we feel like every show should go on as many podcasts as they can to pitch their show, because that's just going to make their show bigger and more successful. But I guess there's people out there that are trying to make these shows pick and choose. So what we're saying is, you have a right to choose. You can do that. But if you don't want to support us and you don't want to be a part of what Slingshot Soundspot has going on, that's fine. Let us know that you would rather not come on our show on Monday night and talk about your show. Clear that up with us and say, hey, we're not interested in coming on y'all show because we're going to come on this other show. And that's fine. Y'all do that. And we don't have to recap your show. We don't have to count it on the standings. We'll know that the Monday prior to the show. We'll have that conversation with the shows. And if they make that decision to not be a part of what we have going on, no hard feelings. We will announce that the Monday prior and just say, hey, they have decided to not be a part of what Slingshot Soundspot has going on. Therefore, if you are a competitor that's going out there in hopes of your wins counting towards the national rankings, they're not going to for that show because they have elected to not be a part of what we have going on. So that's all that post was about, man. We don't want that. Our actions have shown that since day one. We don't involve ourselves in the drama and the pettiness because we truly believe in uniting this community and bringing the community together and doing it the right way. You and I have had plenty of conversations offline where we didn't agree. We didn't bring it to the internet and allow the internet to make it what they wanted to make it. We've had those conversations. And you've supported our show. You've been on our show. We will continue to support your show and do the best we can to help grow this community. But that's all it's about. It's not about trying to keep the drama going. It's about trying to identify it and kill it. Like, let people know, like, hey, this is nonsense. This is ridiculous, and then just move past it.
So, what if there's a show and they have a legitimate reason? Say the person throwing the show works Monday, can't make the show.
Yeah, that's different. Again, this is if they make so a message was sent out basically saying, hey, we would rather you not do any other show before you do our show.
Yeah.
Right. So that message, a few different people sent me a screenshot of that message. Because that's not, we don't want you to have to pick and choose. That's what we're identifying. If there's a show that says, hey, I don't want to be on your show because I would rather be on this show, I'm a 4-card event. So I don't want to take part in the Slingshot Soundspot podcast. That's a decision that you can make. Now, if it's a legitimate thing, like you and I talked 2 weeks before the show where we invited you on and you were like, hey, look, we're gonna be setting up at Maggie Valley. That's gonna be a busy time for me. I might not be able to make it, but I can try. You called me again 2 days prior and said, hey, can we move some stuff around? Can you accommodate who's coming on? We'll do whatever we can to accommodate. If it couldn't have been you and it could have been Elvin, whatever it is, all we're asking for is 5 or 10 minutes. But yeah, obviously, if you can't, again, we're trying to grow the community. We're not trying to sit there and say, hey, if y'all don't come on our show, we're not going to count y'all stuff. That's not us. But if you make a conscious decision to say, hey, we're not going to be a part, we're not going to participate in that podcast because we're going to participate in this podcast, well, that's different because we're trying to build y'all show up. We're doing all of this free of charge for y'all, trying to build y'all show up and hype y'all show up. And all we ask is for your support and participation in return. If y'all don't want to provide that, that's fine. Again, no hard feelings. We still hope y'all have a great show and so on and so forth. But if y'all are telling us y'all don't want to be a part of what we have going on, then we're not going to spend the time to build the brackets and do all of this stuff for a show that didn't want to be a part of what we had going on anyway. So no, it's not It's not a spiteful thing like we don't care how busy you are, you need to be on our show. That's not what the message is.
Okay.
Okay. I like to play the devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
In a way, you're penalizing the competitors based on the decision that the person who hosts the show is making. For instance, some people can have limited travel ability.
Okay.
So say if you're in somewhere like Virginia and they got a show,
Okay.
and the person hosting the show decides not to come on your show first, everyone in that area won't be included in your points based on a decision that's made by one person. So you're penalizing the competitors by not counting where they fall when they're competing because the person hosting the show decided to go another route in their marketing and advertising.
Well, but it's not in their again. If the person is telling us they don't want to be a part of what we have going on because they would rather support a different podcast. So to those competitors that feel that way, I would say contact the person that's throwing that show and say, hey, why are y'all not being a part of what SoundSpot has going on? What they're doing is positive. What they're doing is good for the community. Why are y'all picking one over the other? Why pick one over the other? Why not participate in both? We're not asking anybody to pick one over the other. I'm not saying, hey, if you're on our show, you can't be a part of another show. Like that's, again, we're trying to build the community. We're not trying to separate and divide the community. So for those contestants that feel that way, contact the show. Contact the people that are making that decision.
The problem is a person hosting an event, now you're using your platform to use competitors as leverage against the people hosting the events. That's not going to draw the events closer. That's going to separate it. You got to understand what you just said, and keep in mind, I don't care which way y'all go with this. I'm not for or against one or the other. You've just put the competitors in the position where now you're pitting them against the person trying to host a successful event in the area based on if they're going to come on your show or not. So in fact, you're now taking your show and using it as leverage against the person having a show.
No, I disagree with that. I mean, that's your opinion and you're entitled to that. But even the way you use those words is there's a negative connotation to even the words you're choosing to use. We're not weaponizing anybody. I just said, tell the competitors to call and have a conversation with the person hosting that show and saying, hey, can y'all make this, encourage them to be a part of what Slingshot SoundSpot has going on. Again, it's free. We're not charging anything. We're asking for 5 or 10 minutes to come on the show. We're not asking anybody to pick. We're not asking anybody. We're saying, hey, this is everything that we're going to do for y'all. We just want y'all to come on for 5 or 10 minutes. And if you're too busy, that's fine. That's not who I'm talking to. That's not the demographic that this is for. It's the people that make a specific decision to say, we don't want to be a part of what y'all have going on because we want to support this and feel like they have to pick and choose. And in that decision, the only person the competitor could be mad at is the people that made that decision to not be a part of something that we were providing to them free of service.
Okay, but if you're in your efforts to bring the community together, why would it matter which show the person decides to pick and choose? You're trying to force the hand. Hold on, let me finish. You're trying to force the hand of a person throwing a show to use your show and then turn the people attending their show as your advocates to them. What happens if the people can't convince the person to do your show first? Then you don't count the points that they would receive on your show. You're penalizing them if they can't change a person's mind.
Hi.
Yep. Yeah. Again, I'm not doing anything because I'm not the one making the choice to not be on the show. I'm not weaponizing. I'm not doing any of that. We are providing a service free of charge. So we get to, just like you have a platform and you get to pick and choose the decisions you make, we have a platform as well, and we get to pick and choose and make the decisions and then stand behind the decisions that we make. We're not weaponizing anybody. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We are simply saying, if you make a decision that you don't want to be a part of what we've got going on, then that's you making that decision. We're fine with that. But if you, Vernon, if you call me tomorrow and say, hey, Three Wheel Showdown is trademarked and we don't want you using our name or our events anymore, then I can't use y'all name in y'all events anymore. And I can't do the brackets for y'all show. I asked y'all at the beginning of the year, are you all still willing to do the brackets? If you said no, and then I made an announcement and said, hey, the Three Wheel Showdown shows have decided to not be on the brackets, so we're not going to count their points. The people can't be mad at me. How do I keep the points if you're not willing to keep the bracket? So if the show is not even willing to come on my podcast, how do I communicate to the people that do watch our podcast? Hey, these are the 3 shows that are going to count this coming weekend. So next weekend, we've got 3 shows coming up: Sling Nick, Kentucky, and Atlantic City. We asked for you 3 to come on, those 3 shows to come on, so that we could tell the people that watch our show, these are the 3 shows that will count next week. And any of these 3 shows that you go to, your points will be counted. So if you refuse to come on our show to tell the people the venue, the this, the that, how am I getting that to my viewers? I got to depend on another show to talk to the people and the demographic that we're trying to reach. I'm not going to depend on another show to translate our message. So you have an opportunity to come on and say it. And if you're too busy, we've had people that were too busy to come on. And Paula read off their answers to their questions. She went over the venue. She went over this. She went over that. So if you communicate to us and say, hey, we're too busy, but here's our venue, and you make a commitment to say, hey, we're going to go live and we're going to keep the brackets so that, one, we have an event that we have live footage of. So if there is the brackets, you can watch the live. And 2, we have a commitment that you're going to keep the brackets. If I can't even get you to commit to be on our show, how do I know you're going to keep the brackets? And then I tell 15 people, 20 people, 25 people, hey, this is going to count towards your standings. And then the weekend is over. You didn't keep the brackets. And now I have to get on live and tell the people, hey, I know I said that this was going to count, but they didn't keep the brackets. So now it's not going to count. They're going to be mad at me. That's not something I can control.
I think whether you realize it or not, you are slowly trying to use your show as leverage against the other people on the show.
And I think I'm going to do this in 2 transactions. I'm going to do
in the past, you getting the information from the shows. You've always had, even a person throwing a show who doesn't want to come on your show might be willing to give you the bracket information. We were sending you bracket information and making sure you got it without ever coming on the show.
Okay.
Right. There's individuals out here that will make sure that you get the brackets. What you're doing now is saying, you're telling people that are having shows, if you don't come on my show, I'm going to penalize.
That's not what I said at all, Vernon. And you keep going back to that, and I keep going back to you and saying that's not what you said at all.
Wait a minute, let me finish. If you have and TJ, I'm in agreement with you, but you gotta let me finish. If
you keep misquoting me and misrepresenting.
I'm not misquoting you. I'm trying to get you to see something like, anytime a person tells you if you don't do something, then this is going to be the result. Now you're backdoor threatening that person. If you call a show and they say, hey, I can't come on your show, you're trying to use leverage against them to do it. When you can say, hey, okay, but can you at least send me the information? Don't say, if you don't come on my show, then I'm not going to count your show. I'm not going to let your people get the points, because you're threatening.
Okay. And to that, I will say, for the 3rd time, the only demographic that I am talking to is the people that contact us and specifically say that they are not interested in participating with what we have going on, because they are participating in something that somebody else has going on. They should have that option. They should have that option. This is America. It's a free country. If they say, hey, I want to. That's what I said. I said that's their right, and I respect their opinion. But if you, again,
but if they exercise their right, if they exercise
tomorrow and say we don't want to participate in what you have going on, then you called me and said we don't want to participate in what you have going on. What am I supposed to do to that?
What you're doing, if I was to call you and say I don't want to participate in what you're going on, you're gonna tell the people that participate in my event that you're not going to count their scores. So enhance.
Okay.
And what you're doing in that is then you're going to deter people from coming to my event if they're trying to be on your show. So you're trying to use your scorecard as leverage against the show. I don't know how you don't see that. Wait, now I was quiet, TJ. I was quiet. You gotta let me speak, man.
If you tell me you don't want,
TJ, you gotta let me speak, man.
If you don't want your stuff to count, then what am I supposed to do, Vernon?
TJ, I'm saying I don't want to come on your show. I'm not saying that I don't want it to count. That's the 2 things. You confusing the 2 things. I haven't come on your show before Monday, but we still make sure you get the information so it can count. When you tell a show who says, look, man, I don't want to come on your show, I support the other show, but I'll still give you my information. What is wrong with that?
Vernon,
Because in the end, you're trying to hold on. In the end, you're trying to keep the score for the people that go out here and compete in the shows. My decision or a show's decision not to show their face on your show should not stop you from counting the individuals who participate in the show.
Vernon, again, I said, if we communicate with the person and the person says they cannot be on, but they provide us the information. I gave examples of how Paula went down the list. If we communicate with the people and the people say they can not come on, but they give us a list of the answers to the questions so we can still cover it, and they still commit to doing the live, and they still commit to keeping the bracket, then they're still going to count. It's not a be on my podcast or else.
You just said if they still commit to doing the live. What if they say they can give you everything you want, but they don't want to bring and talk about their show on your show? But they would give you all the information for the people who compete on their show. You just said if they compete on the live, if they appear on the live.
I'm talking about a live of the sound competition on Saturday. Because
well, even if they don't do that, even if they don't do the live on the show for the if they give you the information so that you can track the people that are come to their show, why should they need to do anything more than that?
Because that was asked for by specific competitors last year. And it's needed for us because when the brackets don't make sense, we go back and watch the lives. We go back and watch the lives so that we have content so that we can talk about it if we're not at the show. The competitors want to see the live so that they could see that the competition actually happened the way the people said that they happened and the judges actually happened because we're not at all these events. So that was asked for by the community.
Well, I think you're confusing what's being asked for by the community and what some of these smaller events can provide.
Well, I'm the one having the conversations, bro. So again,
well, understand,
just like
TJ, I'm not
calling you. I've got people calling me, just like people.
I'm not saying people. I'm speaking from a perspective of a person that's had shows that have grown, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with you, TJ. You're being very aggressive here. All I'm saying is you're putting demands on people who are doing shows that already have enough demands on them, from the standpoint of your point of view for your show. At some point, you got to understand, if you're going to bring people together, you should be helping the people with the shows. If you want to get lives from these shows, go do the lives yourself.
I already do that, Vernon.
Right, but you can't. But if you can't do them, understand your schedule doesn't allow you to do them all. And the person doing the show, it might get missed. But if they say, "Hey, we're gonna make sure somebody's gonna give you the information so the people who participate can at least be represented and get their scores," you should be able to accept the fact that they're going to get you the information with all
of that.
Then why stop? Why say what you said today and say if they don't come on your show or whatever, then you're not going to count it because you're not penalizing the right person. If you really want to bring the Slingshot community together, no matter how you get the information for your show, count the people that's participating on your scorecard.
Vernon.
Now, between you and the other podcasts or the people throwing the show, we can all get together and decide how this should be tracked and it should be helped and it should be worked out. But saying that, hey, if you don't do something the way I want you to do it, then I'm not going to count it. That's not a good approach. That's not going to draw everybody
if
together.
That's what I said, and if that's what I said, then I would agree with you. But that's not what I said at all. And I've already talked to 3 shows that have contacted me directly and asked me specifically what I meant. And I explained specifically to them what I meant, and they were all fine with it. I've already spoke to 15 different contestants that have called me and asked me what I was talking about, and they all agreed with what I was talking about. So I get it. I understand. And if what you're saying was actually what was meant and what was said, then I would agree with you. But that's not what was said. That's not the context. It's how easy it is to take something out of context and paraphrase and make it sound like somebody was saying
this is
being aggressive, trying to weaponize something. When my actions since I came into this community have been the exact opposite of that. So I'm gonna stand on my reputation and I'm gonna stand on.
But he can get it for you tomorrow because I said they just put everything up.
Okay, that's fine.
Well enough to know that.
So if I do that one,
and that's the reaction that I've gotten from everybody that has called me. So again, I will continue to say, if a show tells us that they don't want to be a part of what we have going on, there's nothing we can do about it. I can't say, okay, well, Vernon
No,
said
I've already got.
he doesn't want to be a part of
I've
what
already
we
got
got
the
going
underglow,
on, and
and
he doesn't want to give us the brackets.
I've got
So I'm going to ask
I've got
somebody
two
at the
Bluetooth
show
receivers right now.
to do the brackets for us so that we could still count
What's your name?
Vernon shows when
Lord.
Vernon has already told us he doesn't want to be a part of what's going on. That's not what I'm going to do. If the
All
show
right.
host has told me that they do not
Y'all
want
be
their
all day,
show
right?
to be
Yeah.
We won't be
represented
here.
on my
We're gonna go
show,
to Gatlinburg in the morning.
then I have no choice
Okay.
but to not represent
All right,
their
yeah,
show.
we'll be here.
And that's a
Okay.
choice
All
that
right.
they
Thank you.
made, and that's something that I have to respect. And that's who that post is to.
Okay, then let me ask you this. If that post is to the people that's throwing the shows, then why are you not counting the points for the people participating in the shows?
Because they're
Because
going to the show
you-
that asked them not to.
You you're asking permission from one
Yeah.
person, but
Yeah.
It's
penalizing
their show,
a
Vernon.
group of
FYI,
people. Listen to what I'm
you know, I
saying,
was talking to you
TJ.
this morning about the
We
wheel
all
rings.
have shows, but you can still
DDM
count the
has
people
gotten a
that
bunch of
participate in the shows without the person
So
hosting
I
the
don't
show
know.
coming on your show.
Not sure what happened with the lady you were talking
You
about.
can do that. If you
I
really
don't
wanted to,
know,
you could.
Vernon. Vernon. I don't know everybody. I don't have the time to track who's going to every show. I don't know who's going to Atlantic City next weekend. I don't know who's going to Kentucky. I don't know who's going to Slingnick. And I don't have the time, the resources to find and pinpoint one person at every one of those shows and ask them to keep the information. Nor do I feel necessary to count a show that has specifically asked me not to make mention or said, we do not want to be part of what y'all have going on. That's just a matter of respect. If you call me and say, I do not want y'all to make mention of Three Wheel Showdown on my show, why would I make mention of Three Wheel Showdown on my show? That's not me.
I don't know how many he has, but
People. That's the person that said that they don't want their show to be mentioned, penalizing the people. Not me.
You have people. They're not saying they don't want the shows mentioned, TJ. All they're saying is they rather go do on another show.
Vernon, the people I'm talking to and the people I'm talking about are the people that say they don't want to be a part. I've said that like 4 times now. The only demographic I'm talking about are the people that specifically say that they don't want to be a part of what we have going on. They don't want to participate. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do this. I specifically said that that's who I'm talking to.
I just wanted to get your opinion on it in the end, man. In the end, it's your scorecard, it's your show. I didn't say whether I agreed or not. I have competitors even here asking about it. No one is understanding how if they participate in a show and the person's hosting the show saying they don't want to be a part of it, if they send you the scores for that show, because in the end, you really want the true top 8. If you're not going to count some shows because individuals hosting the shows don't want to come on your show, but the people winning these shows aren't going to be counted, how is your score count going to really be right? It would seem to me you would want to get the scores more so than have the people come on your show.
We already doing something.
In the end, your show is about getting an accurate account of who won the shows, not who came on your show. I'm gonna go ahead and end with that because we're not arguing, we're discussing. I understand what you're doing. You do want people to come on your show and talk about them and give you material on your show because it helps you promote, market your show. But in the end, if a person doesn't want to come on your show and you want to keep an accurate account of the wins, then track the wins no matter what. Because if you track it, there's no way you have an accurate count. It's for any reason whatsoever. You're not tracking a person's score. If a person comes to 2 or 3 shows and win, and you don't get along, or the person decides to go on All-Star show or my show, or whoever shows first, so you don't count that person's wins, then you're discrediting the wins. You're discrediting your whole scorecard because it's not accurate.
I don't care about any of that. I don't care whose show. I encourage them to go on as many shows as they can.
You encourage them to go on as many shows as they can, as long as that show comes on your show first to be counted.
That's a lie.
Hold on. Let me read your statement. I'll read your statement, man. I'll read it.
Read it.
I'm about to come on the bleep.
For those who choose to adhere to the request in the picture below and choose to skip Slingshot Sound Spot on Monday, prior to your show and the free advertising we provide before you, please know we will also skip the free recap and provide the Monday after we provide after the show. And your show will not be counted in the standings. When you don't count a show in the standings, you're not counting a show. You're not counting the people who won at the show. One has nothing to do with the other. Like I said before you had me read this, you're penalizing the people participating in the contest, but in the end, you're hurting your own scorecard because now you don't have an accurate count of the winners.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying. Now,
Yeah.
look, we're not going to go back and forth because I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to explain to you from a person doing the show. If I don't want to come on your show and I have 8 shows and you don't count any of those wins, and there's people winning 8 times over and you don't count them, your scorecard would be null and void. Imagine somebody having 10 to 15 shows that don't come on your show and you don't count their wins, but you want the top 8 and you skipped 14 shows. How? There's no way that that's going to be an accurate count. I shouldn't be used as leverage to come on your show in order for you to get an accurate account on who wins. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to end that right now because I only got 15 minutes left. But TJ, all I was trying to do is convince you you're not penalizing the show. You're penalizing the people that are traveling, paying their money, paying for the sound systems, and participating in the shows and getting the points. And you don't want to count them because I don't want to, or someone else wants to go on another show first. That is not fair to the competitors. It is not fair to a top 8 count if you're not going to count the shows.
Hey, like I said when you called me before the show, we will talk about all of this on Monday, and we will explain it just like I've explained it to the 3 people that throw the shows. Hey, I do want to talk about two glancing blows that you made on our podcast on Monday night, though.
I'm here at Maggie Valley. What you got real quick?
The DJ battle. You said pre-recorded and stuff like that. The purpose of the DJ battle is entertainment and get the crowd hyped. People come to your shows to be entertained. If everybody can do a pre-recorded thing and the crowd loves it, and obviously the crowd loves it, why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but some people do DJ battles and take battles more serious. For instance, we did a DJ battle in San Antonio. We gave away $5,000. If you're gonna win $5,000, you better damn well pick your own music.
Yeah, but
if you're gonna just wait, now if you're gonna have a DJ battle and just have some fun, that's fine. When you label it as a competition, then you're gonna have some ground rules. If you're gonna do a DJ battle and you just gonna play music and try to get the crowd pumped up, that's not a DJ battle. That's a hype man battle. Take it from a person that was a DJ for 18 years. If I DJ something and I lay it out on tracks and somebody else plays my tracks, you're pumping the crowd up to what I played, not what you're playing. If that's the case, you could do a DJ contest with pre-recorded music, and you can't.
Yeah. I think
maybe you should rename it.
Yeah, I think in the rare instances you're talking about where there's a huge cash prize,
stop it by that.
Then maybe you put something different on it. But the majority of these, it's a Friday night event that is to get the crowd hyped and get crowd engagement and stuff like that. And I think it's good for the community.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying anything is not. I'm saying however you want to do it is great. I just feel honestly, if you're gonna do a DJ battle, then the person should be DJing and changing their own music. If not, all of us will use the same mix. See who pumps the crowd up the best. But how you gonna call it a DJ battle and the DJ comes in with somebody else's music?
Yeah.
But what's your second thing?
I'm gonna click the link.
You made the comment about the 2 speakers, and you keep going back to these 2 speakers. And you said, in both of the comments you said kind of were aimed at Rob and I, because Rob is the one doing the pre-recorded DJ music, and then we were big on the 2 speaker movement and stuff like that. And you said that it's easy to add the 2 speakers if you're friends with a builder and so on and so forth, and people have advantages, and that when you make rule changes like this, you need to give advance notice and so on and so forth. The 2 speakers got announced on November 23rd. When 3 Wheel Showdown announced their rule change in 2024, y'all announced it on November 23rd. So both rule changes got announced at the same time. The 2 speakers wasn't a requirement. It was just an option at most of these shows. Like, hey, you can have 2 more speakers, but you don't have to. The 3 Wheel Showdown was restrictive. You had to have these box requirements, and it required people to actually change their builds. So the 2 speakers didn't give people any less amount of time to react than the 3 Wheel Showdown rule change.
The 3 Wheel Showdown rules did not require a person to change the rules. The 3 Wheel Showdown rules came along, and everybody who already had a system made on their bike will just fall in the category based on the systems that they already had on their bike. We didn't tell nobody had to change anything.
Well,
The
if you
two
wanted to
speak.
change
Wait a
the
minute.
same-
Look. I just let you speak, man.
Yeah.
The 2-speaker rule is something that you wanted everybody to do to change because it works out better if you have a stronger bike made, bikes with hidden speakers and all that kind of stuff. Let's just be honest here. Then also, if the 2-speaker thing, just like I said on your show, people do clearly have an advantage if you're associated with a builder or you're in a location where you can get this done. Hence, most of the bikes that are already done are people that are associated with UAS, and all y'all know Jack, and he has the fender parts, and you can get the speakers. When you go all the way up to other places like we go to, like Atlantic City, Virginia, and those places, they don't have that. When you go to Phoenix, they don't have that. When you go to California, they don't have that. When I stated it in relation to my show, because we travel on a national level, if we make a rule change, we can't add 2 speakers within a few minutes because there's areas that would actually have to transport their bikes hundreds of miles to go somewhere to get that done. TJ, you, Game Changer, and a lot of other people that deal with Jack, you can go right in, just like right now. Y'all made a change in the first event out the box. All of y'all already had the speakers.
I didn't have the
So
speakers.
how fair is that?
My bike didn't get done until 3 days before Sling Experience. I didn't already have anything.
There's bikes right now that are still not done. And if they wanted 2 speakers, they won't be done to the end of the season. But every bike that is done right now will have an advantage over all of those bikes.
But they don't. There's bikes still out there winning right now that don't have 2 additional speakers.
I'm telling you, there might be, but most of the bikes that are winning right now have the 2 additional speakers. You know, let's just tell the truth here. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's an advantage or disadvantage, but you have to give everybody time to make the change fairly.
Right.
You would have to.
Amount of time. My point was, it's the same amount of time that 3 Wheel Showdown gave because it was announced on the same exact day.
No, because the 3 Wheel Showdown didn't say you had to change anything. However your bike. Hold on, man. You gotta let me speak. However your bike was set up, you could have came and played in whatever category you fell in.
The same with 2 speakers.
You're asking everybody to add 2 speakers. You're not saying they already have them. You're saying you can add. It's
the same thing.
It's not the same
add
thing.
2 speakers.
You're going to see it your way. You're going to see it your way. I'm going to see it my way.
Yeah.
First of all, the 3 Wheel Showdown did not create the rules. The builders created the rules. We chose to follow them. When we came out with the rules, we said, this is what they are. Whatever your bike is, that's the category you fall in. We didn't say, hey, go rebuild your bike. Hey, just have fun playing in the categories you're in. We didn't say you got to go change nothing. People didn't do a mad rush to builders to go get boxes done, to get boxes extended. They fell in the categories that they fall in. If you decided that y'all want to add 2 speakers in the front for front staging and all that, when they came out with the bumpers, that was something that you were asking people to add to their bikes. You increased the speaker count. We didn't do that. We didn't do none of that. The speaker count that we used was the same speaker count that existed.
Right. And there were bikes that won Bike of the Year in their class that weren't even in that class the next year because they got displaced because they didn't have time to change their boxes.
They didn't get displaced. They would have been able to compete exactly where they fell in. They chose to try to go. They chose to stay wherever they were, or if they wanted to go into another class, and that's what they did. But they had that decision. It didn't pit them against anybody else that had an advantage by getting something put on their bike that they didn't have time to do themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
But hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, we're in Maggie. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow. Hey, click the link anytime. You know we all good. Debate is always welcome on the show, man. Thank you for showing that, and have a great time, man. You take care.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too, man. What's up, Lucas? I didn't get to hear much from Lucas. Is he still on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do we have anybody in the green room?
Just
What's up, DJ Show Off? I just see your picture. Can you say anything, DJ Show Off?
Oh yeah, I think everybody need a pouch. Everybody.
You absolutely right.
You ain't gonna. I'll take that.
You're absolutely right about this time.
So DJ Show Off, you're a sound competitor. How's everything looking for you right now?
I'm in the lab right now.
You in the lab? I'm
in the lab.
Can I tell you what you need to add to your bike while it's in the lab?
You better not.
Can I tell you what you need to? You know what you need to add to your bike while it's in the lab?
What's that?
These. Look, everybody about this falling down. You fell for that, man.
Lucas, man.
Tell Ted I got somebody.
What's
Everybody
up,
in
mama?
attendance falling out.
Hey,
He always picks
see,
God.
so
They can see everybody.
Brandon is so rude, man. Hey,
These nuts.
They're trying to follow up.
Got him. Got him.
wow, wow.
That's messed up. I'm gonna get him back for real, for real.
So Vernon, you just gonna skip past Kim's nice hairdo? I got to rub it every time I see her. I got to stroke the mohawk.
Come on now.
Hey, is it a lie?
Yeah, you gotta touch the curls.
I got to touch the curls just a little bit.
That part.
Looking good, mama. Looking good.
Thank you, thank you. Where's the host
Did
at?
Cricket Mobile click off on her?
I
Hey,
think
look, he got Cricket Mobile. That's how that shit work with him.
Hey, I think he went and got a pouch.
Yeah, I
You
think
know he
he
can't drink no
dropped out.
pouches at
He
his
did his
age.
he did his
You got
big
to give
joke
him a
and
little
he fell
sympathy.
out.
Yeah, these nuts. I'm gonna get them.
Wow. Hey, Kim,
Lucas,
so what's your next couple shows, mama?
I'm Three Wheels DJ, so I'm with Three Wheel for the rest of the year. If we're not out doing a show, I'll be at. I think I'm gonna come to Chicago. I'm gonna come to that show, and I'm gonna have
Okay.
the pouches. Out
I know
there.
Ryan's gonna love that, and Mo Weather's gonna like that.
Oh yeah, they've talked to me already.
I know them two jokers gonna like that.
Yeah, I'm
You're not
excited
coming.
about it.
I don't know if y'all got a show doing Ralph's show or not. I think y'all got one. No, y'all don't have one on my show. So if you ain't got nothing to do, come bring them pouches out this way.
KOB.
I know. Are you going to? Yeah, we got KLB and you got Memphis.
Okay. Memphis, I'll be there. I'll be in Memphis.
All right.
Yeah.
I know they're gonna put on a good show
um,
out there. I definitely know that.
Like when we bring the pouches out, they get gone so fast, right? So basically, people kind of like are starting to inbox me. So they want like 3
Mhm.
orange, 2 reds. So if you want to put an order in, that'll work out. If you really want the pouch, you'll put that order in. Because as soon as we pull up,
What is the green one?
the green, it's all tequila. It's all tequila, but we got some special ones that we ain't even bought out yet. But we're about to bring them out at Atlantic City. So hope everybody show up at Atlantic City for Three Wheel Showdown shows. So Atlantic City. Yeah. Well, you know what? We got to fly out there. So that might be kind of complicated for us to do that. Yeah. Because we usually get the Airbnb. So we have a refrigerator, to freeze it and everything. But the hotels, they don't have a big refrigerator for us. So we got to travel far and
Well,
we're
look,
not driving. Yeah.
I saw DJ D Nice leaned over on the speaker while he was DJing. I say, "Oh, you got a pouch in your hand, bro? Oh, hell no!"
Look,
Hey,
DJ D Nice don't even drink. So that should tell you
that's the
something
bad
right
part.
there.
That's the bad part.
Yes, that
That's the
part.
bad part. He was like that in Atlanta, and I say, "Oh hell no!" That's why I was taking the samples that they had. I don't know what chicken place that was, but it was good. And I was like, "Hey, eat one of these, bro. Eat one of these." He was starting to lean over a little bit. I don't know if the service is acting up or what. Well, I guess if you can still hear me, we're just gonna go ahead and end this because I don't think either one of them can connect. Hey, much love. Hey, remember, kindness is free. Hey, man, much love to everybody.
Hey, Lucas, can you hear me? All right, so we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here with Vernon. Vernon's not back on yet, so Lucas is out and Vernon's out. So I'm going to go ahead and for the people that are still in the green room, we're going to go ahead and end the show. Sorry about that. I have Moet and Fantasmic in the green room, but we're going to go ahead and end the show here. I'm going to play a commercial, and then we're going to end the show. So sorry about that. Hopefully next week we'll have a little bit better. We're going to be at Atlantic City. We're going to be doing the lives there in Atlantic City. I'll be there. We'll definitely have a better connectivity there. And we have a new way that we're going to be producing these shows too. So look forward to seeing everybody there in Atlantic City, and watch this commercial, and thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for Vernon. Thank you for Lucas for help hosting this, for TJ for coming on, for DJ Show Off for coming on. Sorry, Moet and Fantasmic. Yeah, I know you were in the green room, but we're going to go ahead and end this just because of connectivity problems. And we'll see everybody next week. Thank you.
This is AJ with Make It Happen Auto and RV in Lakeland, Florida. Our address is 1115 Kathleen Road. If you need a trailer, RV, any sort of repairs, we're here to help you out. Slingshots, we do them also. Just give us a call.